Okay, let's see. The start of a new week. Let me get in here. Go ahead and get this shared. Share. Share. Wonder who's going to be first in chat today. Let's see. Clipboard. Okay, are we out on Twitter now? What an absolutely wonderful day in the market. The whole complete market. So yeah, a lot of people have been talking about those, talking about the monthlies. And of course, you know, a lot of the monthly options contracts that are in, you know, expiring this week, a lot of those are from last summer. You know, some of them might have been part of a poor man's covered call. You know, people just grabbing far out dates and hoping MOAS happens before then, and they'll make bank just, you know, cashing in on all that intrinsic value. Looks like the 20s are picking up a little bit of pace here. 26,000, 26.5, 14.5. Got a couple values hitting almost 10,000 each. Yeah, from 25 to 20. These six zones. I don't know why there isn't a lot of interest in on the 21s. I was wondering. Now I'm not looking to buy puts. I was looking more towards selling cash secured puts. That's why I'm looking at the single option puts right now. Most people know I'm usually on the bull put, the vertical on Webull. But, you know, if you're figuring the price might dip down and you're looking to make a little bit of extra cash, the cash secured puts, you know, if you're willing to pay 16 a share anyway and you want to pick up 100 shares, well, why not, you know, get a bonus $50 on top? Because, you know, at that price, you know, $50, that's another 3 shares. So essentially for the cost of 100, you can get 103. That's the only reason I was looking at those. Do I have a drink here? Oh, there we go. But just a super red day. Hey, Paul, how's it going, man? Yeah, but, you know, let them keep bleeding the market down. When it's all said and done, it's going to end up that, you know, they'll bleed us a bit, but in the long run, you know, they're going to lose. We already know they're going to lose. They have to cover. Look at the gap down. This is what you on a, you know, first day after a long weekend to see a huge gap down in the SPY. What are we looking at? Right around 464 and drop down to, a $4 gap. And the thing is, you know, most gaps do get filled. And the problem with this is, though, that with the entire market getting pushed down, you know, How long is it going to take for gaps to get filled back to the upside? Let's go out on the 30. Out on 30. Okay, so that would be the entire month of December off this line right here. So how's it going, Paul? I know had to abruptly jump off of your stream the other day. I had a phone call coming in on a work number. What else is going on? Most people, when they're managing 3 or 4 screens, it's like, they have their main screen and then one on each side and everything. Well, my other screens are two different smartphones. So, do you often get different family members to help out with plowing and shoveling? It's going good, Frank. Thank you. Hello. Does it look like? Does it look like AMC? My dog go? It's going good, Frank. Thank you. Hello. Does it look like AMC, my dog? Oh, we can jump right over. Are you talking, does the Spy look like AMC? Because let's see. Let's get the whole day up here. Just the initial hard push, gap down, hard push, and little bit of buying pressure, but no real volume stepping in on the upside. Biggest green candle we've got is 500,000 shares. That kind of was the top tick of that run up. So we could, from here, if we look. Now, we had a little bit further of a push down than the Spy did at open. This is a direct comparison from open on the Spy over to AMC. A little bit harsher of an initial downward push, but the whole market could be trending. That S&P 500, NASDAQ 100 here, pretty much the same thing. We're looking more like the NASDAQ had that run up. NASDAQ had a little bit of run up before their pullback. A little bit of a fight in the dog right there. And the Russell. Yeah, Russell. Everyone, of course, manipulation, shorting, manipulation. The whole market. This is a downtrend we've been in for 2 months now. Yes, they are shorting the stock, but it's in combination with the rest of the market pulling back. So how was the weekend? What were you up to this? Did you end up going out and doing plowing on the weekend, or was it just kind of a chill out, stay home, and stay warm type deal? Oh, yeah, and also, Paul, I don't think I'll be doing the live stream, but yep, I did get my shirt from Claybro. I'm thinking I might just end up doing a video on it, doing an open on video and making that separate. That way it doesn't get, because chat is just flying by right now. So many people in here, and I don't have mods to keep it from going crazy right now. Apparently none of the mods are in, so I mean it's just a nightmare, and trying to keep up with chat. I don't want to get distracted opening the shirt and everything. I might lose track of everything that's going on and miss comments in the stream. Paul, that is the question of how low do you think it can actually go? I'm sitting on a bit of capital, and I'm just waiting to. It's possible we could see a further push down. We have not hit that 1750 level of support, and I don't know if we will get down to the 1750. It's just. We broke down through the 2080. Let me see if I can pull up on the 5 minute. So yeah, here on the 5 minute, you can see we broke down through the 2080. We were holding the 2250. We were holding that zone pretty nicely there for a while. If you go back to the 10th, that was the first real punch through we had below the 2250. And it was kind of a battleground between the Clay line and the Frank line. We came back up, captured. We're fighting right on it. A couple little punch throughs, and just a heavy hit came in on the 13th and shoved us down. We tried to recapture and got driven down below the Clay line. And we did fight back, tried punching back through again, but it looks like, at this point, looking to establish where a new downward level would be. And, sometimes I can try to look at the option chain to see, where an accepting price of the market is based on where people are getting their options at. But it's hard this week because if you look at the option chain, this is the monthlies for January. It also, if you look back towards the summer, and I'll bring up the option chain just to try and illustrate this a little bit. So there are, let me go back on the call side of the house. There are tons and tons of calls in, and when you expand it out, let me see if I can get it under 50. Okay, so expanding it out, looking at 50, so basically 25 strikes up, 25 strikes down. If you look at it, the numbers on the $40 strikes are absolutely ridiculous. 62,600. Now, a lot of people think, everyone's expecting it to run in January. That is not the case. That's not totally the case here, because people see that and think, oh wow, people are buying tons and tons of options. Everyone thinks it's going to run right now. And of course, with the anniversary, Battle of 801, with all the hype coming up in the community, it's easy for people to see those numbers and start saying, wow, look at that. Everyone thinks it's going to run right now. Well, to illustrate this, okay, so these are the January monthlies. If you look, so we've got the January monthlies. We've got weeklies, the week after, February weekly, monthly, weekly, going into March monthly, April monthly, May, okay. February, March, April, May, June, July, January. Well, what happened to August, September, October, November, December? What's the next one? The following January. So what happens is you get at a point in the year, or looking so far out, you look at your dates. 60 days out. Okay, that's 2 months away. This 86, that might as well be your 90 days. So that's the next month out. 120 the next month. 150, 180. So you get where you're so many months out. In this case, you're 6 months out on your options chain. There is no seventh month. It automatically goes to 1 year out, and then it goes to 2 years out. So if you're looking, and I forget who it was in Claybro's live stream was asking about leaps, or somebody had mentioned leaps as part of what was going on, and they didn't really understand it. And I was explaining that that all the options we're seeing this month could be as a result of either standard leaps or as leaps as part of a poor man's covered call. And a poor man's covered call, you're basically getting calls really, really far out or moderately far out to simulate owning 100 shares for the purpose of selling covered calls against them. That's why it's called the poor man's covered call, because you can't afford to own 100 shares, but by entering into a super long call option, you're basically getting the effect based on the Greeks of owning those shares. So with that, they're able to go and sell call positions as though they're owning the shares and pulling covered calls against them. So a lot of that, what you're seeing, that those 62,000 contracts are a result of people who were playing poor man covered call, or they were just buying leaps, buying really, really far out options. In this case, you can get 6 months out. You can follow the chain of weeklies until you get to just monthlies, and then after the monthlies, you look and they're yearly. So if you're looking, well, I can jump into the monthly, or jump into the options for next January and start looking and shopping around right now. Say I had the money to go out and had $170 and wanted to get 115s for next year. Now the thing is, you buy those. You spend $170 for the $115 strike price. Regular price action, you're not going to see that kind of money come up. You're not going to see it hit those levels and hold. But in the event of a MOAS, if the MOAS happens in the next month or two, well, if you look at it, a dollar movement's going to net you almost $22.50 on this contract. Your theta, you're only going to be burning, that's maybe $1 a day. I just got a new sub. Did I? Oh, just got me a new sub. Oh, that's cool. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, we ended up losing a sub, and I'd seen over the weekend, I think it might have been yesterday, I saw it drop down to 64, and now we're back up to 65 again. But what you can do is go super, super far out and get these contracts and basically sit on them. And if you get a good run up, a lot of the money you would get when you would sell it back would be in the time remaining. In your theta, how much value do you gain? And as if we got a good run up, you could get these $50. Buy $50 calls for a year out, pay $340, and you're losing $1 a day. Well, in the next month, if it runs up $5, your theta is not going to be over. In the next month, you're going to lose probably $30 to theta. But if it runs up $5, well, your first dollar is already going to gain you $40. A $1 run up the first dollar of a run-up within the next month will negate the loss you get of theta, and the first dollar you'll get 40. The next dollar you're going to get closer to 42, and it'll continue to ramp up as you get higher and higher. That's how delta and gamma work together. When you move up $1, it moves up the value of your delta, and it adds in the value of your gamma, and then you get a new gamma at that point. So yeah, that's when people were talking about leaps and everything, and leaps are really good if you've got the money, and this is the way options a lot of times are meant to be played. You buy your contracts far out, and it gives you plenty of time for the price action to move and make you right, and that's where you get your money. Is just if it runs up in that time period and your delta and gamma combination outrun your theta, that's your money. That's one of the key principles of making money in options. And people see, the 60-some thousand contracts, and they're like, wow, everyone's buying options. Like, no, most of those options have been there for months and months, because people went and they took a long outlook, and they're like, man, I can get a year out super cheap. I can get 6 months out. Yeah, well, let's pull up to 6 months. I can get 6 months out super cheap, and it doesn't with that range. As long as you get decent price movements in a fairly short period of time, that could be a way to make a lot of money. And you can do the same thing day trading and swing trading. It's just you're dealing with a lot shorter period, and that's where volatility on leaps really, price action over time can get you a lot of money, to where the shorter your contract is, you need more volatility, you need a faster run up, because you've got that theta working against you. So 6 months out, we got the $38. Those are a nice even. Midpoint's right around $250. It looks like the last one sold at $300 per contract, and those are for $38 strike prices. Well, yeah, it wasn't too long ago we were trading at $38, $40, $41 a share. So these, looking at 6 month outlook. Hey, Grains, how's it going, man? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the Red Day Redemption. Was trying to come with a play on Red Dead Redemption there, but the game Red Dead, not making Riptide jokes. Don't know where everyone is today. It's well, I shouldn't say that. It's a super red day in the market, and most people just of course we had the regular grouping on the Claybro stream. A lot of the regulars, a lot of the main fam was in there, but a lot of the casuals, probably aren't in the live stream, just because how beat up the market is, and not only the market, but our favorite stocks. And how are we looking? Oh, we don't want PROG is not. PROG's not a super far out play there. Let's get a little closer to home here. Yeah, I was kicking around the idea of cash secured puts on on the call house puts. There we go. Cash secured puts on PROG, just because the $1 are paying zero. Those are only 3 days left anyway. Next week, the $1 still aren't paying out nothing. Yeah, cash secured puts are they're good if you're accepting of the share price. Like say I had $150 and I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt I wanted to buy PROG, and I thought $150 was a great price. What I'd do is I would just go out and sell a cash secured put, to where I'd be putting up $150 at the $1.50 strike price, 100 shares. My friend Marty says you sound like Ted Nugent. That is awesome. I did not realize that. That's like a hell of a compliment. I think Ted Nugent's awesome. But yeah, so you got if you had $150 and you decided you wanted to get PROG at $150, you think it's a great price, you could go and you could sell a put. And by selling a put, all that means is you're selling the obligation that someone can put their shares to you if the share price drops down to $1.50. Well, because you're selling, you collect a premium. So I already decide I want 100 shares of PROG at $1.50 a share. I want to pay $150 and get 100 shares of PROG. Well, the great thing about cash secured puts is if you know you're already going to buy it at that price, rather than going out and setting a limit order, go out and set a limit order to buy 100 shares at $1.50. Rather than doing that, you can turn around, sell a cash secured put, and you're going to collect $15 per contract's a premium. So essentially you're saying, yeah, I've got $150, I want to buy your shares, but go ahead and give me $15 for doing something that I want to do anyway. I mean, cash secured puts, if you plan on buying shares and if that's the price you want, don't limit order, jump in and do it like that. because it's essentially the same thing. The only thing is, you got to wait till expiration. But if it doesn't get down to that price, say PROG turns around and runs up and hangs out in the 160, 175 range all the way through Friday of next week. Well, you still collect that $15, and at the end of that time period, if the contract is not executed, you get your money back. You don't get the shares, but you're the collateral. The collateral being the 150 you put up gets released back to you. So yeah, it's just it's little things like that people could be doing on the market, but they're not. And basically, pretty much if you plan on buying 100 shares at $1.50 anyway, you're just throwing money away if you're not if you know that you're gonna with beyond the shadow of a doubt buy 100 shares at a specific price, and you're not doing a cash secured put to get that price, you're throwing money away. You might as well be taking $15 cash and lighting it on fire, or taking $15 of Shib and sending it to a burn wallet, or sending $15 to my Cash App. If someone's looking to burn money, $15 to my Cash App, that I have no problem with you burning it that way. I'll turn around and buy some shares. But yeah, that's not bad though. And pretty much just, if it doesn't get executed, it's like getting super good interest. I mean, if you look at it, $150, you get $15. If that does not get executed, for putting your money aside and letting it be held as collateral, you're earning 10% interest. For lack of better terms, you're earning 10% interest if that does not get executed. That's just one of those little ways. When I started the channel, I talked about little ways to nickel and dime, nickel and dime the market, nickel and dime hedge funds. Well, 15% or 10%, 10% is a pretty good nickel and dime right there. And that's just for one contract, that $15. Say you wanted to pick up 500 shares. Well, that's 75 extra bucks. 75 extra bucks. You can turn around and straight up go buy another 50 shares at that point. It be a share multiplier. Oh, Shib alerts today. No, I don't care about Shib alerts today. Weeble likes to pop stuff up on my PC screen. Yeah, so it looks like Shib broke down through 28. Granted, how close are we? Where exactly is 28? Okay, 28's right in this range. Not doing too bad. So many doom and gloomers. So, Paul, is Marty that new subscriber that you were talking about? Because if he is, first I want to give a shout out to Marty just on commenting saying I sound like Ted Nugent. A definite shout out to Marty there. Double shout out if Marty is my new subscriber. Thank you for supporting the channel. This channel is made wonderful by Ted Nugent fans like you. Doge is actually looking fairly good right now. I'm liking Doge. Not sure if my Doge is still up over... Am I still above average on Doge? Looks like we're catching a little bit of a bounce here. That'll be good. Give me just a second. I'll pop over and look at that bounce. Doge. Yeah, I am. My Doge is back positive. It's teetering in that happy sad range. Uniswap just a downward push. Bat. Oh, I'm out. I don't even know I got Bat still up here. I got rid of the majority of the Bat that I was in. I actually I don't know. So a lot of the crypto that I'm in is from my crypto wallet, and I invest in the cryptos. Person who unsubscribed is probably Miami of UL. No, that guy never subscribed to my channel. I don't know who that was. That you know, if they unsubscribe, no problem and everything. But the Miami of you or Scoop of you or whatever. Yeah, I'm not sure they ever actually subscribed to my channel, and that's not a bad move to do. When you go into someone's stream and you ask for subscribers and people sub to you, and you don't sub back, that's just not supportive of the community. But yeah, most of the crypto I hold, all the crypto in the wallet I hold is on BlockFi. And I was looking through, and BAT, compared to all the other cryptos, BAT pays a 1% interest rate, as opposed to the rest of the crypto wallet, which is 3.5%, 4%, 5.5%. So I took all the BAT, and I actually shifted that into the stablecoin. The stablecoin on BlockFi, where I'm earning 9%. So yeah, I can go ahead and pull BAT off this list, which also gives me a nice little list that I don't have to scroll at all. So I got my Shib, my Doge, my Swap, Link, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. I got a couple others on there, but yeah, I ran through my crypto wallet because I just got because I've got the Bitcoin Visa. I get 1.5% back as Bitcoin on every purchase, and once a month I get that added to my Bitcoin, added directly to the amount of Bitcoin I hold. Well, as soon as that hits, I go through and reevaluate the wallet and look for who's moving and rebalance out the wallet to try and make everything to try and get some of my higher interest ones. To balance growth versus interest. Granted, in that wallet, Bitcoin's still what I hold the majority of. That's just in that wallet, though. Other crypto locations, I think, as far as crypto goes, I think Shib actually is my largest crypto right now. That's also why it's on the top of the crypto list. So, oh yeah, AMC. Easily distracted. Okay, there we go. So let's drop back down on the 1 minute. Yeah, it looks like we are catching a little bit of a... catching a little bit of upward run. Yeah, it looks like that 70-80. We have pushed down to that 70-80 and... nice solid increment there. Increments of 0 and 5. Those are nice places to bounce off of. So yeah, that 70-80, we started a little bit of an upward movement. Had a little bit of pullback. Almost looks like there might have been a little bit of an inverse head and shoulder, and now we might be going into, looking further out, or depending upon how you set your graph, might be getting a little bit of an upward sawtooth going on, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. GME down. Exxon in the news, just kind of going through checking some of the regulars. Nvidia, AMD, and Micron all falling today. Yeah, it's just I love it when they put articles about individual stocks falling, and you look and just see the overall market is falling. It's like, yeah, did you not get the memo? Looking through Ford back below. Ford took a huge downward turn. Ford is down 72 cents on the day right now. They were nicely over $25 a share, and they broke down through 25, broke down through 25 through 25.50. So not sure what's going on with Ford. I was actually, I was waiting to see. Hey, you got in towed. Welcome to live stream, man. Could the AMC MOAS still occur if the share price is at all? Yes, the MOAS the MOAS will happen as long as the shorts have not covered. Now, granted, if it gets down to $1, it's a lot easier for them to cover. But at that point, if they're not covering, we start hitting the $5, $10, $5 range. There is going to be so much money pouring into AMC just off, because the more you compress it, the harder it's going to explode. If you keep building all this pressure, if anyone's familiar with science, with how a star goes supernova, this wow, science and AMC coming together. So what happens in a supernova? A star is constantly battling between the forces of gravity trying to crush the star and the nuclear reactions of the star pushing outward against that gravity. And it's a very fine balance. And eventually a star will reach a tipping point. Stars of the proper size, they'll go through, anyone, basic high school science knows that stars burn hydrogen, fuse it into helium. Helium, it goes down through the chain, oxygen, carbon, until it gets to iron. Now, once a star starts burning iron, it takes more energy to fuse iron than it produces as outward pressure. So what happens, basically when a star starts producing iron through fusion, the star is going to die. A supernova is inevitable. And what happens is there's no longer enough outward pressure because, as I said, it takes more energy to fuse iron than the star creates. So at that point, the star, all the material of the star, because the outward pressure is no longer stronger than the gravity, all that pressure rushes in at near the speed of light. And what happens is it runs down to the center, and there's what's, I think it's referred to in science as a bounce back. The same thing, if you put a tennis ball on top of a basketball, you could drop a basketball, you could drop a tennis ball, and they'll bounce their regular height. But if you put the tennis ball on top of the basketball and drop them, the one slamming down on the other causes that explosive bounce back, and that's where you get the supernova breakout. And it's the same thing. They can keep compressing and getting the share price lower and lower, and all that is building more pressure to where when we hit that final tipping point and we see, it's quite possible the share price, you could see an immediate dip down of $1 or $2, just a super brutal drop off of share price. And a whole bunch of people are going to have buy orders, auto buy orders set to go. Well, that is, the outer part of the star collapsing down, hitting the core of the star, and bouncing off of it, and that that's when supernova breakout. That'll be the AMC supernova breakout. That's gonna MOAS us not to the moon but past it. If they continue to if the price continues to drop the way we're seeing, it is just creating more energy for when that breakout actually happens. So a little bit of stock market for you there, and a little bit of a science chronology for you. For those who didn't know that. Who didn't know that about iron? Yeah, so if you got an old steel block engine, or the steel around your house came as a result of a star dying, which is kind of cool when you think about it. But you never think of iron or steel the same way again. And that goes back to the title of the video. Did you know? Thanks, you learn something new every day. Yeah. I actually used to do security at at an iron ore mine, and my coworker, who was later adopted as my little brother, uh, they never taught us about supernova in school. But I'm sure in school they taught you the basic mechanics of the sun burns hydrogen into helium. I'm pretty sure that was in a lot of high school science. But yeah, the actual mechanics of how a supernova works. Yeah, they don't teach that in high school. That's a little bit beyond high school level there. But he thought it was so cool because we would work midnight shift. We worked overnights. And he thought it was so cool. Like every night, every shift we worked together, he would learn something new. Because I was always, just going out of my way to learn new stuff. And I'm a huge science nerd, especially astrophysics, quantum mechanics, all of it, all aspects of that. Astronomy. I'm a huge science nerd on that type of stuff. Yeah, in fact, if here's one for you, Gun and Toad. If you take out your periodic table of elements, every element heavier than iron was created as a result of supernovas. That because a star cannot fuse anything heavier than iron. Iron is the final step in a star's normal fusion. Do aliens exist? With mathematical certainty, no physical proof, but knowing the mathematics behind it, and there are different actual equations. But with how many stars there are in just the observable universe, it is a mathematical certainty that aliens exist. Don't even have to give you any other any kind of debate on it when you look at the sheer mathematics. And a lot of it comes down to we have found I think it's on meteorites that have landed from the outer reaches of the solar system, contained within the ancient water of these meteorites. There are hydrocarbons and signs of organic chemistry in it. And organic chemistry is basically, that's you could take a methane cloud, like I think it's methane and argon or methane and another chemical, and hit it with lights of different energy wavelengths, and at the bottom of it you'll get kind of a sludge, and that's organic chemistry taking place. What happened before the Big Bang? Most likely before the Big Bang, there was another universe before it, and if you are the believer of phase transition, which is basically... phase transition may have already happened in our universe in a place so far away that it hasn't caught up with us yet. But phase transition is... it's theoretical physics dealing more with quantum mechanics and all the wonderful stuff they're doing at CERN. Pretty much, there's a universe, and for some reason there is an imbalance, whether it be through energy, quantum particles, that causes from one point basically a shift in energy or a shift in matter, and from that one point, phase transition would go through and reorganize everything in that space at faster than the speed of light. Well, if you look at the movement of energy faster than the speed of light, well, you're going back to the initial inflation of the Big Bang. So basically, our Big Bang most likely was the end of another universe, whether through a big rip or through a phase transition. I did not realize we were going to be talking science on this. Yes, Ugan and Toad, I'm not only fairly decent at options, but I'm also a huge science nerd. Yeah, this just turned into a huge science live stream, which I don't mind because look at look at the market. It's not really an exciting day in the market right now. Oh, we're still on Ford. Ford catching a little bit of a bounce back. How's AMC? AMC, yeah, we might be getting that upward sawtooth channel going on. It's not drastic or anything, but let's go ahead. I want to ride my bicycle. Need something to keep your mind off the AMC drop? Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to help with. I love sharing chronology with people. So we're gonna do. Paul, awesome, Frank. You are very knowledgeable. Yeah, I love learning. I don't care what I'm learning. I love learning for the sake of learning. I hope that's right on there. So let's we haven't put any new lines on the chart in quite a while. So what we're going to do, since we dropped that first point there, and we can see that, I know this isn't going to hold up, and it's wishful thinking, but dang, that's a glorious line right there. I like science, prefer World War II history. That's actually funny you got into it. One of the guys I work with, because there were no live streams yesterday. Market was closed yesterday, so I was actually talking with one of the guys I work with, and I forget. I'm not sure how we got onto it, but we were talking about World War II and everything, and we started talking. Just talking about people really don't study history anymore. And I was commenting on Wake Island, which is known as the Alamo of the Pacific, because Wake Island was also attacked when Pearl Harbor was attacked for the U.S.'s entry into World War II. And he was asking, why were we attacked and this and that, and like, well, it was, or he was like, I think the initial conversation started from because they attacked and we gave everything back, and why did they go through all that, and just explain the expansionist, how everything went and the decisions they made. And we actually started talking about the different commanders in the Pacific Theater. Just how a lot of people just know Nimitz and MacArthur, but they don't know Halsey, they don't know Kimmel, they don't know any of the other commanders from the Pacific Theater, and a lot of them don't know a lot of them know Eisenhower and Patton. Well, they don't know unless you're British and know Field Marshal Montgomery from Britain, or everyone knows Patton, but how many people know Omar Bradley? So yeah, just kind of went in. We were talking about it and started talking about Truck Lagoon, because there's something like between 50 to 60 different diving sites in Truck Lagoon, and just I've seen some specials on they were worried about Truck Lagoon turning into an environmental disaster because of all the ships that got sunk there, and basically that was Japan's Pearl Harbor. That was us looking for a way to strike back against Japan the same way that they struck back against us, or that they struck us at Pearl Harbor. That's funny. Back in high school, 9th grade earth science class, I had a teacher that would always say, "Don't take me for granted." That's funny. Back in high school, in 9th grade, in earth science class, I had had a teacher that would always say, "Don't take me for granted." Yeah. But everybody, I've got just a couple minutes left on lunch. Now see, just because this is a stock market channel, an options channel, and we're already breaking through that trend line. Just because this is stock, this is options, crypto, doesn't mean we can't come in and have fun and talk about other things. Especially on a red day, I have no problem. Man, y'all can come in every day. We can spend 10 minutes talking about the market, and the rest of the time talking about other stuff. I don't have a problem with that. It's fun. Was America right to drop the atomic bombs? Yeah, it probably would have cost 1,000,000 men to invade Japan. There was the blockade option. They're advocate. There are people who can argue both sides of America dropping the bomb, pro or against. It would have cost millions of American lives to invade Japan easily. It also would have cost a blockade of Japan would have killed tens of millions of people in Japan. It would have starved out the entire island. So there is no right answer to it. Whether they were right to do it or not. I don't believe in the trading of lives, or saying that killing this many people is justified because it saved this many people. The killing of the people is the part I have a problem with. Yeah, definitely take longer than 2 minutes, and I got to punch back in and get to work. Thank you everybody for stopping by the live stream. To Paul, to Grains, to Toad, thank you all. To Paul's friend Marty, thank you again for the Ted Nugent comment. That was awesome. And I will see a lot of y'all. At some point I'll jump on Clayburgh's live stream, and we'll all party over there and look for things to get us through the rest of the day to market close. So thank you, everyone. Hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will catch you all next time.